Discouragement, goodbye. Hopelessness, goodbye. Sadness, goodbye. Sickness, goodbye. Lack of peace, goodbye. Happiness, say hi. If you know you're happy, hands up, hands up. Jesus makes me happy. He makes me glad. Everybody, all over the land. I'm so happy. Jesus makes me happy. Discouragement, goodbye. Hopelessness, goodbye. Sadness, goodbye. Sickness, goodbye. Lack of peace, goodbye. Happiness, say hi. If you know you're happy, hands up, and turn, slide, and jump, and wave. Turn and slide and jump and wave. Turn and slide and jump and wave. Jesus makes me happy. Jesus, he makes me glad. Everybody, all over the land. I'm so happy, so happy. I'm so happy. Jesus makes me happy all the way. Jesus makes me happy. Yes, he does. Jesus makes me glad. The joy of the Lord is my strength. All over the land. Happy, so happy, so happy. I'm so happy. Jesus makes me happy all the way. Discouragement, hopelessness. If you're sad, tell it goodbye. Sickness, but happiness. If you know you're happy, hands up, and turn, and slide, and jump, and wave. Turn and slide and jump and wave. Turn and slide and jump and wave. Turn and slide, turn and slide, turn and slide and jump and wave.
Hi, this is Dale Brown from Dale Brown and Truth, and you're listening to Weekends with Marsha J on UMERADIO. Positive entertainment 24/7.
Anybody happy? Come on. Jesus makes me happy. That's it. All over the clear it. So happy, so happy, so happy. Jesus makes me happy all the way. Discouragement, goodbye. Hopelessness, goodbye. Sadness, goodbye. Sickness, goodbye. Lack of peace, goodbye.
Brown from Dale Brown and Truth, and you're listening to Weekends with Marsha J on UMERADIO. Positive entertainment 24/7.
It's UMERADIO, touching your airwaves like something you've never heard before.
Discouragement goodbye, hopelessness goodbye, sadness goodbye, sickness goodbye, lack of peace goodbye, happiness say hi. If you know you're happy, hands up, hands up. Jesus makes me happy. He makes me glad. Everybody, weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready.
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jessie, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE, Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jessie, amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are we this morning? I know that we are doing extremely well. If you are up and about, I know that you are grateful for everything that God has done for you. Well, it's Weekends with Marsha J and Jessie, and I know for sure that Jessie is about to come in at any time now. I know she had some difficulties logging in, but I know she'll be with us in a bit, right? And so we're looking forward to a great season. We are inside episode 2 of season 2, and we want to say a big thank you to all our partners, all our sponsors, listeners, and viewers from all over the world. We will be having conversations that will be of help to you, so please join us in the comment section. If you need advice or answers to a question to help you grow, we want you to leave it in the comment, or you can email us at, here's where you're going to email us, info@umeradio.com. It is our hope that this family program will become a resource for you to be inspired, motivated, and educated. So there you are, Jessie. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. How are you doing this morning?
It's so glad to see you. I almost got nervous there for a second, like, where is Jessie?
It was close, but I'm here. I got you guys.
Good. So, I was just about to say welcome to Weekends with Marsha J and Jessie. And so, in that vein, I am Marsha J, and I'm here with my amazing co-host,
Jessie. Hi, guys. Morning, everyone.
All right. It is what day? Today's what day, Jessie?
It is February 13th of Black History Month, and right now, and the day before Valentine's Day, don't forget that, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining us. Please feel free, if you have any questions, if you have any comments or anything like that, please put your comments down below in the comment section. We love to hear from you guys. We all want this to be interactive, so we absolutely love this, guys. And if you guys don't know, we're not just on YouTube, right, Marsha?
Yes, we're not just on YouTube. Jessie, give me a second. Let me just readjust my microphone.
No problem.
The DJ is telling me that she is not hearing me at all. So let me just fix this right here. Tell me if you're hearing me now. Mic check 1, 2 in the back end. Yeah. All right. So we can also be heard on the following apps. We can be heard.
Hello, can you hear me? Marsha J, can you hear me? DJ
Yes,
Kelly here.
Yes.
Okay, great. I don't know what it is. That's a black thing at the top of your monitor. but it needs to be adjusted. There we go. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So somehow I thought it was the mic. Thank you so much for that, DJ Kelly. Big up yourself, DJ Kelly. She's been giving us great music all morning, and making sure that we come right this morning. All right, guys. So we can be found on iTunes, podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, yes, Google Podcast, Podbean, TuneU, Live 365, Spotify, and Stitcher. Yeah. So here's what's coming up in today's show. All right. So at 8 a.m., we have morning inspiration, devotion, and then we have Aspire to Inspire, where Jessie and I were going to talk about our perfect day. And I want you guys to think about that. And of course, our first morning spotlight will be on Jessie's new book feature. Go Jessie. Thanks, right? Thanks. At 8:15, we have our inspiration guest, which is Coach Raquel. And the topic she'll be looking at this morning is the 7 rules. I'd love to hear more about that. At 8:30, we dive into our lifestyle segment where we talk about wealth, wellness, and college life. So we will be looking at the Bank of America Female Entrepreneurs information. And again, Coach Raquel will be with us in that segment this morning to talk to us a little bit inside wellness. Guys, Jessie took the second dose.
We got updated. Yep, I got to update you guys. Serious.
Yes, and she's going to talk about it this morning. And inside our college life segment, are we ready to face the classroom interaction amidst C19? And we have a special guest that's going to come in, Miss Keisha Ramsey, and she's going to share her story, right? And then we have our second spotlight for the day, which is Althea's athletics. Stick around for that. In our talent segment, we're going to be looking at the power of love songs. And coming out of South Carolina this morning, we're going to have Mr. Michael and Mrs. Nicola Maxwell Johnson. Yes, the last name is Johnson. So let's just correct that. All right. So at 10:25, we have the DJ Top 5. I can't wait to hear and to see what you have this week, Jessie. Yes.
It's interesting. It's interesting.
Okay. And we're going to have inside our travel boss segment, pregnant and travel during C19. And we have Mrs. Venice McFarlane Pinnock, right? And then our third spotlight, we're going to be checking out Dr. Wanda Thomas and what she has to offer. And then right after that, Jessie came back this week with her word search.
Yes.
Last week, how many of you guys found the cat last week?
Comment down below if you guys found the cat. If you didn't, go back to that episode, rewatch it, and you'll see where the cat is.
Definitely. And so at 10:46, we have Because We Can. And we're going to be talking with Miss Angela Patterson from the Lions Club International, the New Kingston branch. We are up for an awesome, awesome day today. I can't wait to get started. And of course, we have our fourth spotlight, which will be on UDMI. Yes. And we have our picture of the day. Somebody out of the Bronx sent us a really nice picture. I hope you guys stick around for it. We can have a little chit chat conversation. Outside of that, Jessie, what is in your teacup this morning?
So in my tea, I am actually have some passion tea. I don't know if it was because, Valentine's Day coming up, I don't know, but I have some passion tea right here. Today. What about you?
Well, I'm having the traditional Jamaican lime tea, just kind of boost my immune system early in the morning. So it's just really lime and warm water. Nice. And I feel great. I feel really, really great. All right. So guys, thank you so much for sticking and staying with us. We're about to get into our devotional. We will be right back. So
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend?
Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
to inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jessie, on Instagram at ink.jess, that's ink.jess, and on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel, that's JESSELYNE Abel, ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jessie.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification bell.
All right. So this week inside our devotion, we want to talk about facade. Now, this week was a very good one. As you can see, my setup this week is very different, Jessie.
Yes.
And I want to pause here to say a big thank you to travelpreneurs. I get tongue-tied every time I say it, but they are a part of the brands right here on UME Radio. So if you want to know more about travelpreneurs, you can go to entrepreneursallowed.com, and they are the sponsor for today's location. So I needed some time to get away and to just kind of clear my head and to figure out a few things and to process, and sometimes just as how Jesus withdrew himself, we have to withdraw sometimes and just be alone to think and to clear our heads. And in my whole processing this week, I realized that I needed to call someone to apologize to them.
Oh.
Yeah. And I had to really sit down and assess my feelings and how I felt towards that person, and to understand why I felt that way, and then put words to paper. And I realized that I wasn't totally being honest.
Okay.
Honest with myself, wasn't being honest with the person. And so I wrote a little 5-minute thing, and I decided to call the person to kind of squash it, so to speak. Right. And so this morning's devotion is about facade. And I want to thank First 15 for this devotional. I want to thank First 15 for this devotional this morning. And I want to start with some opening sentences by this really cool song called Sail by Pat Barrett. Falling is easy, but staying in love is hard. Hard to be honest and keep our heart open to be who we truly are. Without the excuses, without the facade, there's no pretending here in your love. Oh Lord, set me free. Oh Lord, set me free. I'm finally seeing you were here all along. Your love wasn't absent. No, it doesn't come or go. The image I've had is starting to fail. You're patient with me. You're lifting the veil. I let out the sails of my heart. Here I am, and there you are. I spent so many years stuck in my head, couldn't see past myself, and all the time you were right here in front of me, a part of me, inside of me. And patiently you spoke to me, and you set me free, and so naturally, I'm living from my heart. This is just the beginning of a new way of living with you. So here's what the devotional says. Honesty is more than the words we say. It's a posture of the heart. We weren't made to try and be something that we're not. God never asked us to keep up appearances. He longs for us to have the courage to be vulnerable. He longs for us to be so founded in his unconditional love that we live honestly. May you experience new levels of peace and joy this week as we discover God's heart for honesty. So today's scripture is taken from St. Matthew 23, and verse 27. And it says, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For you are like whitewashed tombs, which outwardly you appear beautiful, but within you are full of dead people's bones and all uncleanness." The greatest testimony you could possibly give is to have the audacity to live honestly. It takes courage to be yourself. It takes security in the unconditional love of our Heavenly Father to acknowledge not just your strengths and your successes, but also your weaknesses and your failures. But in doing so, your life will proclaim the powerful and the beautiful work of God. And in doing so, you will experience the joy, peace, only freedom from building a facade can produce. Now, a facade is an outward appearance that is maintained to conceal a less pleasant or credible reality. So often, to cover up what we know to be imperfect, we devote ourselves to creating false pictures for others. We even devote so much energy to building a facade, and we need to muster up our pride and look only at what we've done well, all the while ignoring what we need help with. As a result, we spend all our time living a life apart from reality. And to live apart from reality is to live apart from the grace and love of our ever-present, holy, real Father. So the scripture I just read, Jesus passionately rebukes those who try to build facades. God solely cares about your heart. God solely cares about your heart. He's not worried about perception. He's not worried about status or societal acceptance. He cares about what is real. He knows that any energy spent devoting to building a facade is energy you can't devote to receiving help, healing, and grace for what is real and what is important. He knows that all your efforts must be accepted. Or rather, he knows that all your efforts to be accepted aren't of value because the opinion of others are nothing in comparison to his unconditional love for you. And he knows that ultimately all facades will be torn down and we will be seen and known by him for who we truly are. He longs for you to live fully known, fully loved. He longs for you to live out a revelation of his love and grace rather than striving for affection and acceptance by building up facades. Take time to experience his love and grace today. Assess your heart and tear down your walls. May freedom burst forth in your life today as you proclaim the glory of God's grace by being who you truly are. And what a freedom that is, to take off the mask. Israel Hotness's album called Demask Us, and so many times, for real, we try to keep up appearances, even from God, who is truth.
Yeah.
We feel like, okay, God, I'm gonna try to be this type of Christian and that, but he knows where we are in our relationship with him.
Yeah.
And so every day when we wake up, there is therefore now no condemnation to them who are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. So a lot of times we try to be religious about our walk with Christ and not being real. And that's why we have testimonies, because testimonies prove that we've been through something. It allows us to be acquainted with people and for them to understand that being a Christian, it is a discipline, but it's also a daily walk.
And I feel like a lot of people don't share that daily walk with other people. They put on, like you said, a facade of I'm this like perfect Christian, quote unquote. I have no troubles. I have no, condemnations. I have no sins, which is completely false because God said every one of us has fallen short and we all have sinned. For to put up a facade of, say, being a Christian and then trying to have someone who isn't a Christian understand your lifestyle, and then they're like, wait, no, but I know you did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah,
so why are you being fake? And then it just lumps everyone as being fake, and it's not. We're not just being true with ourselves, with with other people that we love and care about. So I think that is something that we really should embrace and
Yeah,
not be
and
ashamed
I
of it.
mean, as we stand by for our daily bread for today, in addition to that, when especially when we become vulnerable and authentic, because that's what it is, not just with God, but with our friends. I've always said that our relationship is like a cross, the vertical and the horizontal beam. So the horizontal beam is our relationship with each other, and the vertical beam is our relationship with God. And when we become real with each other, it's easier to walk the road together,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I feel safe, because I don't feel the pressure of being perfect.
Mhm.
And I know I can be real with you. But what is also important is that if someone should share that vulnerable space with you, number one, count it as a privilege. Number two, hold it dear to your heart.
Yeah.
Because some things are just not for public airing, and
Exactly.
people need people. So if they find a safe space in you to
Mhm.
confide in, then hold that dear to your heart. All right. So we are going to go straight into our daily bread for today. Also, before we get into the daily bread, let me see. There's one more thing I want to read to you guys. Or better yet, we have 3 small activities that we want you to do. Okay. So reflect on the importance of living in reality. Why is it important for us to live in reality as opposed to in a facade? 2, where are you striving for acceptance, right? Or affection by building up facades? Where are you doing it? Which part of your life? Is it at work? Is it at church? Is it at school? Is it at home? Is it with your significant other? 3, ask the Holy Spirit for the courage to be yourself today. Listen, when I had that experience, I called the person yesterday and I told you I had to write down exactly what I wanted to say, because sometimes if it's somebody that you really care about, you tend to fumble over your words.
Yeah, you don't want it to get misconstrued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I realized that sometimes we go into that mode because of uncertainty. We are scared and we are uncertain. We kind of feel like, I will not be accepted, so let me just be someone else.
Yeah.
And when I broke it down to the person yesterday and I just kind of spoke my truth and where I was, and I even asked the person to hold me accountable for being real. Because if you value relationships, and that's what UMERADIO is about, whether it's sibling or otherwise, you have to be honest. No relationship works without honesty.
Yeah.
None, absolutely none. There's a saying that goes, if you don't have trust, you don't have nothing.
Yeah.
So find someone this week, if it is that you kind of felt like you were fake towards that person. I actually, and I'm gonna just do this and then we go off into our daily bread. If it's ready, let me know. I actually told the person that I wanted them, but I never needed them. And that hurt. I know that hurt them. But I was just scared, I was just scared that one day I'm going to wake up and the person is just not going to want to be in my space anymore. But I do value the person, and I had to come straight out and tell him that was a lie. That was a straight up lie, So if you want something to work, it takes work to make it work. Yeah. It takes honesty to make it work. And do it. Just do it. See, if you have to say you're sorry, say you're sorry. Keep it moving, and see how much of a blessing it's going to turn around and be for you. All right. Are we ready with our daily bread?
Yes. Real quick, we have a listener question that just came in that said, how did you come to that awareness?
How did I come to that awareness? You know what? When you are searching for answers, it comes in many ways. It comes in conversation with the right people. It comes with even doing your own research and not just accumulating information, but turning inwardly and thinking about the situation and comparing notes and say, okay, and also being empathetic in terms of moving yourself or getting over yourself and thinking about how you must have made the other person feel. Because at the end of the day, when someone says, I'm sorry, it's not necessarily for the other person, it's really for you.
Yeah.
It really is for you. So yeah, that was the process, or part of the process for me.
Hi, and welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Today's reading, titled Something New, was written by Jennifer Benson Schultz. Farming is difficult in areas that lack fresh water. To help solve this problem, the Seawater Greenhouse Company has created something new: cooling houses in Somaliland, Africa, and other countries with similar climates. Cooling houses use solar pumps to drizzle salt water over walls made of corrugated cardboard. As the water moves down each panel, it leaves its salt behind. Much of the remaining fresh water evaporates inside the structure, which becomes a humid place where fruit and vegetable crops can flourish. Through the prophet Isaiah, God promised to do a new thing as he provided streams in the wasteland for ancient Israel. This new thing contrasted with the old thing he had done to rescue his people from the Egyptian army. Remember the Red Sea account? God wanted his people to recall the past, but not let it overshadow his current involvement in their lives. He said in Isaiah 43, verse 19, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness." While looking to the past can bolster our faith in God's provision, living in the past can blind us to all the fresh work of God's Spirit today. We can ask God to show us how he's currently moving, helping, remaking, and sustaining his people. May this awareness prompt us to partner with him to meet the needs of others, both near and far. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Isaiah chapter 43, verses 14 through 21. This is what the Lord says, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. For your sake, I will send to Babylon and bring down as fugitives all the Babylonians in the ship in which they took pride. I am the Lord, your Holy One, Israel's Creator, your King. This is what the Lord says. He who made a way through the sea, a path through the mighty waters, who drew out the chariots and horses, the army and reinforcements together, and they lay there, never to rise again, extinguished, snuffed out like a wick. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. The wild animals honor me, the jackals and the owls, because I provide water in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland to give drink to my people, my chosen, the people I formed for myself, that they may proclaim my praise. Let's pray. Dear God, we praise you as the one who does new things. May we be your hands and feet to make new things that will bring about good, just like Isaiah did when he provided streams in the wasteland. Help us to trust you as you meet our changing needs and praise you for sustaining us. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Amen and amen, right,
Amen.
Jesse?
Yep. And I love how it went right into our facade speak and motivational inspiration. It's just awesome.
Yes, and it's always good to start your day feeling refreshed and renewed. And we do pray that our little devotional just now did something for your spirit, did something for your soul, did something for your relationship. So imagine that you are writing a movie script depicting a day in your ideal life. You must describe every detail of the scenery, your feelings, your activities, as well as the people with whom you are interacting. So if you're watching us right now, we want you to take some time, grab your phone, your digital notepad, or a pen and paper, and we want you to use this time to describe your ideal day in such a vivid form that a movie director could read your description and instruct others in building the props, yes, casting the characters, bringing the right personality and style to the acting, and sequencing the activities the actors are doing. Include work, home, and family, and your leisure activities, or any special aspects in your environment, the pace, and each activity you do from dawn until bedtime. Jesse, who doesn't like to think about having a perfect day?
Yeah, I really do. And I know there's certain days throughout the year or certain moments where you feel like everything is perfect before the chaos happens, including the weather. Like sometimes you just wake up and like it's going to be a good day. And, I mean, like one thing for me, because that was just we could talk about anything and everything. But one thing for me with the perfect day, I would say one will be the weather. I love the summer. I love the spring, but there's a specific summer day where it's just around 80 degrees. It's hot. There's a nice cool breeze that's coming by where you're in a dress or a skirt or whatever, but it's not cold enough with the breeze and you need a jacket. It's just I don't know how to describe it, Marsha, but sun is hot, sun is shining, clouds are there, and it's just a really nice stroll. I would go through a park in the morning and walk around. If I had a favorite spot, I always love trees and stuff, even though I have allergies. But if I could find a spot where I could sit by a tree for at least 30 minutes or an hour and read a book on a Kindle, or just, I'm old school too, I have regular books, but to just read my book for about an hour, then scroll and do some window shopping, go by downtown area, do some window shopping, come in, and then kick up and watch a really good movie or talk to friends and not have no cares in the world.
Yes, I love that. I absolutely love that. And one of the things about imagination is that it sometimes leads to manifestation, right? So a lot of times we use our imagination as an escape, but what if we used it in such a way that eventually we're manifesting our actual perfect day? Wouldn't that be something?
That would be
Taking it from the
something.
mind into reality.
And actually, make it come about. That would be something. I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna write it down, every single aspect of it. No money problems. No, what
Definitely.
else could happen? No chaotic stuff, no fights with people, no just no issues at work or with patients or anything like that.
True. So I'm going to share with everyone my perfect day, something that I had wrote some time ago. And every time I reread it, I was sitting with my coach this week and she reminded me of my perfect day. And I was like, yeah, I totally forgot about that. So sometimes when chaos decides to walk in, you just kind of go back to that page and you're like, okay, so guys, this is my perfect day. So I wake up, yawn and stretch, slowly open my eyes to see the sunrise. I inhale the fresh, uncontaminated country air, because I'm a country girl, coming through my half-closed window. I uncover the cotton sheets slowly, rise so as to avoid dizziness, and press my feet into the cold tile. I really do like that. I quickly reach for my favorite slipper, which is normally the soft, fluffy one, and slowly walk towards my bathroom across my bed. It's Saturday morning, guys. We're taking our time. I wash my face, brush my teeth. I then take my clothes off and step into the shower. I look up at my favorite shower head, and if y'all know what a rain shower head is, it is the bomb.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And I turn it on full force, and I am engulfed from head to toe in fresh, cool water. It wakes me up, right? Just for context, this was a coaching exercise, and my coach gave you this assignment thanks to mycoachministry.com, and you can visit there as well, right? I reach for my favorite coconut shower gel because I'm a coconut girl. I lather up.
Coconut, yes.
Yeah. I love it. Coconut and vanilla, my two favorite scents. I
Mhm.
spend an extra minute rinsing just to enjoy the temperature. I exit the shower, dry off, reach for my favorite cosmetics, all in coconut. Body oil layered with coconut whipped cream and body splash. I then proceed to put on my favorite summer dress. I like the summer. That's my favorite
Summer.
season.
Yeah.
With my
Same.
slippers.
Same.
Yeah. Then I comb my beautiful black, thick, nappy hair. I proceed to the favorite corner of my room for meditation and prayer. And that stabilizes me. I sit on my personalized throne chair with my feet up and then reach for my Bible and devotional to spend some time with God, at least for 2 hours. After this refreshing time frame, I take the keys for my black Toyota Harrier. I receive it in Jesus' name.
Mhm.
I drive out of my personalized design home, heading to breakfast at my favorite seaside restaurant. I order a warm cup of Swiss chocolate tea with marshmallows on top and whipped cream. My main course is French toast, pancakes, bacons, and
Ooh.
scrambled eggs with ripe plantains and orange juice.
Ooh,
Yeah,
can you share some? That's a plate. That's a whole plate.
I know. So, after eating, I pay the bill and head to the airport to fly to Florida to do some shopping for the day. After shopping and having lunch at a buffet, then I head to a spa for a 3 hour session from head to toe. And then I am picked up by a chauffeur company in a black Jaguar to go back to the airport.
Okay.
I'm given a private entrance to my private luxury jet. I am surprised by my husband, send him God, who
Yes.
is a successful business owner. Yes. And he's working in another country. He met me there for dinner and we come home for a few days. Once back, we hang out at our favorite place and close the day with prayer, reflection, and cuddling. So
Listen, Marsha, that day better come just so I could like intake half of it.
I know, and I receive it. I receive
Not the
all.
husband part. I'll find my eventually. God will help me find my own. But everything else, I need the private jet. I need half that plate of breakfast and lunch.
That's right. That's right. And so activities like these put us in a good mind frame, put us in a really good mind frame and a good level of expectation. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. Yes, you have to put in the work, but unless God has something to work with, of
Yes.
course, all of according to his will.
Yes.
And speaking of husband and love, Jesse, you have a book.
I do have a book, guys. It is called Laced in Love. I will show you guys, or do you think DJ Kelly has a little clip of it, picture of it. But in the meantime, if you guys can see here, it's Laced in Love. It's gray. It has some geometric hands and like a little mini heart in the center of it. So I like to start with how I came about this book. If you guys don't know, I'm a poet. I've been writing poetry since I was in the second grade. Shout out to my mom, who she would distinctly remember the homework assignment that I had, and she helped me write. But ever since then, I just kept writing and could not stop writing. So this book, I felt in my spirit about 2 years ago. God just said to write and to post my stuff on Instagram. And I was really nervous, and I had other people like tell me you should really post your poetry on Instagram. I'm like, I'm okay, sure, I'll do it. And I had a couple of hits. And the reason why I wrote this book, I broke it down into 4 different aspects of love. And I felt that this was before any of what was happening in the world and anything like that. And I felt that there's 4 types of love that everyone kind of searches for in life. And it's love of self, love of a partner, love of life, and love of the Spirit. Me specifically being a Christian, the Holy Spirit. And sometimes we have times in life where we lose that emptiness. We lose those types of love. So if you don't mind, I'd love to share with you guys 2 or 3 little poems that I wrote And let me know what you guys think right in the comment section down below. So yeah, one of them is called One Stare. So I have a love or lack thereof of the person before me. I stare at my coffee-colored eyes, an entrance to all emotions in my soul. I stare at my full lips, a pathway for words to be music to one's ear. I stare at my deep copper-toned skin, a beauty so bright it's imitated by others. I have a love or lack thereof of the person before me. I stare at my scars, healed wounds that are simply reminders of my failures, stare at my mistakes, shortcomings, empty promises. I stare. Even though mama says not to, I stare. I stare in love with the person before me, with everything she lacks, everything she has, for she is beauty in the eyes of her maker. And one quick last poem is actually called Inspire. Clearly, I did not write this while I was on the show because I didn't know I was going to take part, but it's called Inspire. I don't know if you guys remember those homework assignments where they'll teach you to have a word like faith and kind of write a poem based off of that word. So it's called Inspire, and it's ignite a never-ending, soul-snatching, purposeful idea and resurrect everyone. So those are 2 books, guys. I hope you guys like them.
I love them.
If you guys want to know where you can get them real quick, it's right on Amazon, Laced in Love. My name is Jesselyn Abel, JESSELLYNE ABEL. But if you just type Laced in Love, it'll pop up right on Amazon. It's also in Barnes & Noble, Book Depository, but those 2 are the main places. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love the poems. I can't wait to get my own copy of Laced in Love. And so DJ Marsha J endorses getting that book, guys. Jump on Amazon and all the other places and get your copy. Get your copy. I'm sure it's not expensive, right, Jessie?
Nope, it's only $9.99.
$9.99. Invest. All right. So our inspiration guest today is none other. She's back again, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Raquel. And today she'll be talking to us about the 7 rules. Who is Coach Raquel? She is a proven strategist and currently a beneficiary of the Cornell Bank of America Women's Entrepreneurship Program, a graduate of the Career Coaching Institute, the world's first leading career coach training company, dubbed as the Harvard of career coach training institutions. Here, she earned her certified career coach certification. She earned a Bachelor's of Arts degree in mass communication from Northern Caribbean University. She also obtained multiple certifications, including career and life coaching, public relations, advertising, marketing, innovative thinking, and writing IACET certificates. She's also the daily host right here on UMERADIO of the morning show every morning at 7 a.m. And of course, she is the host of Finding Happy on Thursdays at 10 a.m. So presenting to some and introducing to others, help me welcome back to the show today, Coach Raquel.
Hi, Coach Raquel. Morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you both doing? You've been doing a fantastic job, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I love your poems, Jessie. Very beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's in my cart.
Oh,
Yes, I just
Already, go Jessie.
So next Saturday, I will have the book.
Oh, so okay, you got to update me what you think about it.
I will, absolutely. And I just want to say congratulations to Marsha J as well with that story she shared in the earlier part of the show. Self-awareness is a beautiful thing. Congratulations, Marsha. Let's celebrate her wins with her.
Yes.
It takes strength.
Yes, it does.
So
It's not easy.
yes, I know, but congratulations. You did it. You did that. Congratulations. So just to open and since we're on the poems, I want to share what I had one of mine here planned. I didn't know I was coming directly after Jessie like this. After she read her poems, I didn't realize because I have one that I'd like to share to open this session with. Yes. It's called, the title is I Am Purpose Driven. It's not personal, it's purpose. I am purpose driven. It's not personal, it's purpose. When you see me, there is deeper than what meets the eyes. There is a soul, a spirit, a divine purpose. The earthly human manifestation of this purpose can be seen as disruption, impatience, babbling, or worse. But pardon my transgressions, forgive my sins. I am just being. It's not personal, it's purpose. So just wanted to start with that for the exercise we're about to do. Now, this exercise we're about to do is the 7-rule challenge. And it really is a formula by Lisa Nichols, if you know her, phenomenal woman. I met her in The Secret when they were doing that presentation on The Secret. And I saw her speaking. I was like, yes, yes, yes. She shares my perspectives. And so I have adopted it as a part of my own offering and work with my own clients in coaching. So we're going to be doing this together. And it's the 7 rules. So 7 things we're thankful for, 7 things we forgive ourselves for, and 7 commitments that we'll make moving forward. Okay? So I'll be carrying you both with me.
Okay.
So the first one, and I want to share this quote with you. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Gratitude turns what you have into enough. Now, so this is the first exercise. I'd like you to write down 7 things you are thankful for. And before you start writing, 1, we're going to share it with everyone who's listening. That's number 1.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Number 2, you are going to be completely honest and open.
There we go.
We're going to go there. You're going to go to the spaces that I want every single thing you write to be something you have to tremble to share. That's how deep and how honest I want it to be. Okay? So we're going to go real deep to talk about what we're truly honest for, and we're going to bare our soul. Okay?
Okay.
And when we go to the next level, the same rule applies. And the next one. Okay? Awesome. So here we go. 7 things you are grateful for. Begin.
All right. I'm done.
That was quick. I'm at number 2. I hope you went deep, you know.
Oh, man.
You're finished too?
No.
Because I'm still like, exactly, right? I'm still like digging deep, like, let me go there.
I'm participating too, guys.
That's okay. That's okay. We go at different paces. That's all right.
Can it be general words and then we could go deep on the meaning behind it?
Sure.
Okay.
You know what I heard someone said at one point? Your attitude of gratitude determines your altitude.
I heard that saying before, yeah.
Your attitude of gratitude determines your altitude.
Okay. Can we move on to the next?
Yes.
Yes.
So the next one, and I'll share a quote again. Maybe it's not always about trying to fix something broken. Maybe it's about starting over and creating something better. So now you're going to write for me 7 things you want to forgive yourself for. 7 things you want to forgive yourself for.
Ah, um, okay.
Ready
All
for the
right.
next?
I'm there. Yeah.
Are we ready, Jessie?
Yep, I'm ready.
So the final one is 7 things you're committing to moving forward. There are only 2 options regarding commitment. And it's interesting because in our team group, I've seen a lot of commitment quotes. It's interesting. There are only two options regarding commitment. You're either in or you're out. There's no such thing as life in between. I can't even see the name of the person. I think it's Pat Riley. Yes. So 7 things you're committing to moving forward.
Say that again. 7 things.
7 things you're committing to moving forward.
Okay.
7 commitments to yourself, because this is all self-directed for this particular activity.
Okay.
Where are we at?
Yes, I think I am done.
You're done.
I'm done.
Okay, great. So it's time for us to let's go back to the front. Gratitude. So, 7 things you're grateful for, and I'll start it and then you'll share yours. Yes?
Okay.
So, the 7 things I'm most grateful for right now is this very moment. I am so full of this moment. It's beautiful for me, you know. The second thing is I have a home. I live somewhere. I'm not homeless. So, I'm thankful for that. I am satisfied and full. I'm not hungry. I'm not thirsty. I have no nutritional desire at this moment in time. I am feeling satisfied. Thanks to a very special guest who made me breakfast this morning. Number 4, I am at peace. I am at peace. I don't have any extra worries, or I am at peace. Also, number 5, I have grown. I am so proud of myself because I have so grown. I don't even know who I was last year. I am loved. That's number 6. I am so loved. I had to come into the realization of that. And for number 7, I have company in my physical space and I am still comfortable. I'm very thankful for that. Those are my 7.
Awesome. All right. So I think I'll go next.
Okay.
I am grateful to be 6 feet on top of my grave. Because every year since 2013, I've been in the hospital at least once because of health issues. So I'm happy. I am thankful or grateful for real friends, you know, and that comes with time. For having food, I'm so grateful to know God and not just know about Him.
Yes.
But know Him for myself. I am thankful for health. It really is important. And 7, I'm thankful for rain and dirt. Because if something is going to grow, it will need rain and it will need dirt.
Soil.
That's not necessarily a pleasant thing
Nice.
that we want to go through
Yeah.
in this life. So
that's beautiful. Lovely.
Okay, I will go. So 7 things that I'm grateful, I have gratitude and grateful for. I'm grateful for breath or life. For whatever reasons, doctors did not think I was supposed to be here on this earth. My mom's listening, but now I'm sharing it to everyone. I was preemie at 1 pound 5 ounces and 3 months preemie, and doctors thought that I was not gonna be here. Period. There's no doubt. Period. And if I was here, I'd be a vegetable. So every single day, I am thankful for breath or life, that I'm healthy, that I'm strong, that I have no problems, that He has me here for whatever reason. I'm grateful for friends and family, and true friends and family, you know, not ones that come and go, not ones that just, you know, talk about their problems to you, but nothing, you know, nothing giving out of that. I'm thankful for true friends and family. I'm thankful for opportunity, because between the past year and a half, a lot has been going on very rapidly, very fast, and it's just not under normal circumstances that a lot has happened in the climate that we have. I'm thankful for grace, for God's grace. I'm thankful for love, just in all aspects of it. I'm thankful for realization. I am away from family right now, but it's probably the strongest time I felt that I'm able to realize and be the woman that I am, you know, away from everyone, but understand this is who I am outside of everyone else. You know, this is who Jessie is. And I'm thankful for realizing that. And I'm thankful, honestly, for some peace and quiet in today, because sometimes we do need just quiet and peace and like not have your worries get to you. And I don't feel that right now. I feel at peace. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, beautiful. Wonderful. Wow. It's beautiful. The next one is 7 things you want to forgive yourself for. And I'll begin again. So I forgive myself for relocating the way I did the last time I did it. I forgive myself for poor decisions. I forgive myself for not having a family. I forgive myself for being hard on myself for what I know isn't failure, but I sometimes wonder anyway. I forgive myself for losing my home and stability. I forgive myself for not loving me enough. I forgive myself for not protecting my heart enough.
Wow.
Your turn.
That's good. All right. So for me, I forgive myself for being hard on me because I think I'm always my harshest critic. For doubting me. Sometimes we have certain gifts that God gives to us, but sometimes we doubt it in times of uncertainty. So I forgive myself for that. For depending on others too much, for not loving people enough, for not showing up for myself in some areas of my life. I forgive myself for every time in my mind I wanted to give up on this journey and for not letting go fast enough. I forgive myself for those things.
Wow.
That's my seven.
Yeah. Okay. My 7, Marsha's, we have a couple that are similar. So yeah, I forgive myself for worry. I tend to sometimes worry in my thoughts, and I forgive myself of that. I forgive myself, same thing, Marsha, for doubting myself. I go through the same exact thing. And thirdly, hard on myself of not reaching whatever goal that you have, in your head, and being okay with this is what I was able to do at this moment, and that's okay. I forgive myself for being stubborn. It's a good thing, but it also has its faults. And I forgive myself for being stubborn and not reaching out when you need to. I forgive myself for not writing back because I am sometimes a terrible texter. I would read it in my head, have the answer in my head, and then for whatever reason, not put it down and send it. And then think that person could like telepathically, like, you haven't texted me back. And I'm like, well, this is what I meant. And it's like never sent. I don't know. So I forgive myself for being a terrible texter. I forgive myself, last 2, for anxiety and depression. I go through that, and I forgive myself every day for if it happened to be a bad day, that it's okay. It's okay.
It is okay. I'm so proud of you. Good job. Very good job. Wow, you guys really went deep. I like it. Finally, 7 things you're committing to moving forward. And I'll lead. So, number 1, forgiving myself quickly. I'm committing to that. Forgiving myself quickly. Number 2, trusting that God is always in control. Number 3, no longer doubting the truth of God in my experience with Him. Number 4, protecting my soul. Number 5, honoring my own feelings. Number 6, love me harder. Number 7, change so that I may grow. Those are my commitments.
All right. So for me, I am committing to supporting my team and my family more. And I'm committing to showing up for myself all the time. I'm committing to being the best version of myself by putting in the work. And I'm committing to empowering as much people as I can come in contact with and loving those persons in my circle deeper, loving my network deeper, and forgiving quickly. Those are my 7.
And my 7 would be I am committing myself to writing more. Not just journaling, but like my poetry. It's also very just therapeutic for me. And I stopped doing that for a bit. So I'm committing myself to writing more. I'm committing myself to spending more time with God. I am committing myself to stick to a budget.
Oh my goodness.
For everything, stick to a budget. I am committing myself to no longer procrastinate. Okay, I should change the word to no longer, because I'm just committing myself to minimize procrastination. I am committing myself, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm committing myself to 5, to my businesses. I am committing myself to my faith in terms of standing proudly and saying, I believe, I 100%, I mean, since I was 12, but to stand proudly in it, before not standing proudly in it. So I committing myself to stand proudly in it. I'm committing myself, this goes back to what I'm hard on myself for, to calling people, maybe not texting them, but maybe calling is my
I know that feeling.
my expertise. Yeah, I gotta do that. Calling people. And last one, I'm committing myself to love myself more.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. So the final thing is, I'd like you to share an experience and a lesson you have learned from being in self-awareness. Would you like me to start, or you want to go before?
You can go ahead.
Okay. An experience and a lesson I've learned from being in self-awareness. I've learned over the past about 2 to 3 years that I wasn't really listening. I was so busy talking that I wasn't listening. And I learned a painful lesson. I went through it's probably the most painful experience. And I went through physical pains too, over the process of learning to listen, because I drew to conclusions and I accepted truths that weren't really true about other people and people that I loved. Loving someone has taught me myself and how little I really listened, and then I left with my own understanding and interpretations of what was happening, and it wasn't true at all. And the lesson that taught me was, listen. If you really care, if I really love, then listening shouldn't be so difficult if they matter. So, yes, so that's what I learned.
Awesome. Jessie?
Okay, a lesson or experience. I have in self-awareness. One time I was at a really, I'll say this. I was at a really low point because I was always been small, as far as and I've gotten made fun of in many different ways. And a couple weeks ago, I had a patient's mom. I'm working them up, talking medical history, yada, yada, yada. And a patient's mom was like, oh, how old are you? And I get this a lot. And I'm like, oh, I'm 26 going on 16. That's just my joke kind of thing, because I don't look 26.
Yeah.
And she laughed and I laughed. And then she was like, you're really small. And I said, yeah, I've always, been small. It's no problem for me. And then she goes, do you really eat? Wow. And I really had to take a breather. I had to be professional, and I had to not come at her, because I could have instantly just left professionalism, snapped, and been like, well, you, ma'am, are at least over 300 pounds. I could have just went there, and I had to really, So for you to come to me, I could have went there. But then I said, yeah, I eat like, everyone else to survive. And she's like, she then follows up with, do you really? And I'm just like, I said, ma'am, yes, I do. And I said, first off, what I have, it's genetic. Everyone is small and weight doesn't really come off in terms, womanly, quote unquote, womanly, until someone comes pregnant in our family, most women. Mm-hmm. And I said, just as there are as many different types of food, there are many different types of body frames and people and different ages and everything like that. So I'm like, according to my doctors, I have been healthy. I have always been healthy. Yes, I'm a bit under than what the average is, because the average is just an average. But medically speaking, and I am healthy, and I eat everything you could think of, and I love it. And she was quiet, and I had to become self-aware of. I was really hard on myself, because this is still something that I deal with, of not feeling as beautiful or anything because of how small I am. And I had to be self-aware to be like, you know what, she was quiet because she didn't have anything good to say, because she was probably jealous of how you look and comparing it to herself and how she is.
Or maybe she was just curious.
I had to be self-aware that sometimes people talk about their insecurities and put it on you.
Yeah, there you go. Project it on you. I used to get that too, Jessie. Like, I don't know why, but you know how people have this thing about visual where they think this is beautiful and that isn't. And I guess I was dating someone who other people thought was handsome and real cute. And I used to get things like, oh my God, you're so fat. Why are you so fat? You're just fat. And I used to say, I am. But guess what? It's not the fat. I'm just a miracle. I'm a miracle. That's just what it is. So whatever it is that you are seeing from your perspective, I take it. I'm a miracle. I inspire you. I grab your attention. Now, what can I do with that attention? Now that I have it, it's a good thing. I've actually, and I'm commenting on it because as you spoke about it, I saw the impact, and I hear the impact it has on you. Start telling them your miracle story. Sometimes when people come to us with what we think we don't want, it's God really coming through them saying, hey, you've got a story to tell that you're not telling yet. I'm a miracle. You're a miracle. You told us at the beginning of it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a miracle. It's not the food. I'm a miracle. But thank you for asking. How about you? You're a miracle too. Are you? Because sometimes it's just an invitation. It's just, like you said, projecting. Beautiful, beautiful exercise, ladies. Beautiful exercise. And let me get off your show because I'm real comfortable. I just want to close with this, right? And this quote is from the book A Journey with the Master. I've had to do the work to get to know myself and understand my value, Strife and turmoil seems to be the lot of man, as indeed is. It is lot. As long as that which is purely physical has control over him. I'll read it again. Strife and turmoil seems to be the lot of man, as indeed it is lot, as long as that which is purely physical has control over him. Thank you so much for having me on today. I hope someone was inspired, or at least got a moment or took a moment to feel good about themselves, because you are enough. You are worthy and you are worth it. Just as you are in this moment, you are enough. You are God's masterpiece, and you are a miracle.
Wow. Thank you so much for being here with us, Coach Raquel. And you can also become more aware by connecting with her and visiting her website, mycoachministry.com. If you enjoyed the activities this morning and it has helped you to connect with yourself, get in touch with yourself, you need to walk on over to her website, book her for a session. all of us desire to grow in more ways than one, but we all need help in getting there. Thank you so much, Coach, for being with us this week. And we're looking forward to what you have in store for us next week.
Yes, I am Marsha, I don't know about you or our listeners there, but we just went deep. We went deep for you guys, okay?
Yes.
I was not,
It's a very rare episode, like the eclipse. Very rare.
If any of our stories have inspired you or made you self-aware, please share your own testimony, your comments down below. We love to hear from you guys. I was deep. I was deep for that.
Yes, and we want to give a quick shout out to those who are watching us on our various platforms, especially YouTube. I saw the numbers went up, and they went up, and they came down, and they went up again. And we want to say hello to every single person over there on YouTube. We see you. Give us a shout out. Tell us where you are from and give us your name so we can also give you a shout out. So shout out for a shout out. All right.
Yes. All right, guys. So the next segment, that is just so powerful. So I was about to cry. Our next segment is called the lifestyle. So lifestyle is the interests, opinions, behaviors, and behavioral orientations of an individual, group, or culture. In one's own development of self, are you deliberate and calculated to live the life you love? What is your mindset in wealth, wellness, and education? Yes. And so today, first up, we're going to talk about wealth mindset. And this starts with Bank of America, female entrepreneurs.
Right. And we are going to have a clip from Finding Happy. So Finding Happy is aired on UME Radio every Thursday at 10 a.m. And you guys need to listen in. It's very, very, very I would say very educational. It helps you to become more self-aware and more in tune and in touch with who you are as a person. And also, if you're an entrepreneur, you also want to listen in because there are always great nuggets that are aired. So that's every Thursday at 10 a.m. right here on UME Radio. All right, so we're going to listen to a clip about the Bank of America female entrepreneurs. All right, so while we await that clip, Jessie, we are going to talk about wellness, which is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes. So instead of just surviving, we thrive. To understand the significance of wellness, it's important to understand how it is linked to health. And we have a part 2 of a 2-part series that we've been doing since last week.
Yes.
Jessie took the vaccine, and then this week Tuesday?
I took it this week Tuesday. Yeah.
This week Tuesday, she took the second dose. So Jessie, tell us what happened.
Okay, so I just want to preface by saying everything that I'm going to talk about was from my experience and what I went through. This does not mean that you will go through it. But I just want to preface by saying that. So guys, I took the second dose of the vaccine Tuesday at noon, 12 o'clock. They injected it right on my left-hand side, right in the muscle of your upper arm there. Again, I did not feel anything. Then they have you sit for 15 minutes to make sure you're not, woozy, if you don't have any like allergic reactions, any itchiness or anything like that. Then after those 15 minutes, you're free to go on your own. So then took it in, went back to clinic, worked up some patients, came back, felt everything was fine. And then around Tuesday night, I got a little chills and a little headaches, but I didn't think anything of it because it was nighttime. I was like, okay, let me just go to sleep. Woke up Wednesday morning, felt fine. The only thing that was different was my left arm was like, it was out. It was like swollen. It was huge.
Whoa.
And that happened the same time with the first vaccine. So it might happen both times for you guys.
Hold on. So they injected you not the same place as the first time?
They did. So the same place as the first time. Yeah.
Ouch.
So, but remember, it was a month between the first and second dose that I had to wait. So it wasn't it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But it still swelled up, and I had lecture virtually. So I was going through lecture. It was about like 4 or 5 hours. It felt fine throughout lecture. Then about 2-3 hours later, like mid afternoonish, I started feeling like I got hit by a bus.
Ooh.
It was the most, certain words can't describe it, because it's like you have the flu-ish symptoms, but you're not congested. There's no mucus or anything, but I felt like my sinuses, right in between your brow, I felt that really just like hurting. My eyes just felt like it wanted to be shut. I had body aches all over. All of a sudden, it felt like you were working out, like I did like a heavy duty workout.
Wow.
And when your body aches and sore in every little way, I was like, all of a sudden, I was fine 5 minutes ago. And then out of nowhere, this happened. My mind felt like it was like half of it was here and alert, and the other half felt like weird, like you're sick, but you're not sick, but you know you're not sick.
Right.
But
Something's off.
You feel it. You feel like all the symptoms of it. And I was just like, I just need to lie down. Every minute I will like sleep for like 2-3 hours, get up, feel fine, think that I could like clean up. And then minute I stepped out of bed was like, nope, gotta lie down. So that's all I did basically Wednesday was lie down and basically try to have fluids and try to eat something, even though you felt like you didn't want to eat because you felt sick. And then I did take a Tylenol just to kind of limit some of the symptoms. And they said that if you were to have any major symptoms, like they said, you might have a fever of up to 102. I did not get any fever, but I still felt like that achiness. I did take a Tylenol, and Tylenol doesn't really work on, like, it doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah.
And then I just lied down. And then Thursday, I thought, okay, I'll be fine to go to clinic. Thursday morning, I was just like, I can't go. And I told my upper supervisor, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry I took, and she was aware of it because she knows that we all took it the same day. And she's like, don't worry about it, like just rest. And I literally slept through the entire morning. I sent her a message saying I can't come in, and then I just slept all the way up until 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And then ever since then, I felt fine. I feel like nothing has happened at all.
Okay, then. Okay, yes. I will bear that in mind. I don't think we have started issuing vaccines where I am currently, but I am so thankful for your story, because now we all know what to look out for. And I'm so happy, because I know you were kind of a little bit fearful about what the side effects would have been.
Right, because
it didn't last for too long, right?
Yeah, and it affects everyone differently. But for the majority of what I would say of the people that I've spoken to that has taken it, you'll have these symptoms of when it happens, and what happens to your body differs from person to person. But majority of people that I personally have spoken to, it maybe would only last like a day and a half. Maybe 2 days. You do have the extremes of people having it for multiple days. But for me, the major symptoms only lasted a day and a half, 2 days. And then I felt like nothing happened. My arm, if I were to touch like the injection spot a little bit, like it's still, a little sore. But as far as that swelling and everything, that has went down. Like it was weird. It was like if I was for a day and a half, 2 days, I was sick. And then out of nowhere, it was like, nothing happened.
Good to go. That's good. And for those who are listening and watching us, it's important to know that this was Jessie's experience with the vaccine. It's all her personal experience. All right. And wow, that's a lot to absorb, Jessie. Right. And we know that, of course, you are a student, and we know that some schools have reopened for in-person learning. Right. While others are using a hybrid mix of in-person and remote online learning, parents and caregivers might wonder whether it's safe to send their kids to school during C-19 pandemic. And should they have to, what extra precautions should they take? According to healthkids.com, kids are less likely, less likely to catch the spread of coronavirus than adults. Health experts say that going to school with safeguards in place help to protect students and lowers their chances of getting the virus. And these activities include washing the hands and cleaning surfaces often, wearing masks, right? Or cloth face coverings, keeping kids spaced apart, staggered schedules, grouping the same students and teachers throughout the school each day. Whew, that's a lot of things to go through, but it is absolutely necessary. Right?
And I want to just mention,
wanted to talk to us a little bit about like mask wearing and things like that before we get into our clip.
Okay, so as far as mask wearing, I mean, there's different types. There's the cloth ones, there's the disposable ones, or the ones that the same texture as the disposable ones, but they're not disposable. You could wash them and everything like that. And I did want to bring up an article because they talked about possibly the benefit of double masking, according to the CDC. So according to the CDC, says that tight fit mask or double masking with cloth and surgical masks increases protection. Now, with my experience, because I do see patients and I see both kids and adults, because the parents will obviously bring the kids. Have I seen anyone double masking? No. Do I feel that it is something that may be of benefit? Me personally, just as strictly my opinion, if you feel that you will feel more safe with double masking, go ahead. Follow, this is according to the CDC. If you trust the CDC, go ahead, do that. But as me personally, I don't think it would make that much of an improvement, like percentage wise. Like let's say the mask would protect us, I don't know, let's say 80%, right? 80%. Is the double masking, is that extra, let's say 5 to 10% so big that everyone needs to do this now? That's a question,
to be honest, Jesse, we can't even breathe in the first mask, much less to double up and have a second mask.
Exactly. I mean, I've experienced from the beginning of this whole thing. There was one time when I was taking the train. I was running. Okay, I was about to miss the train by a minute, and I had the mask on, and then I had like my asthma flared up, and I was like, I need my pump. I took off the mask and I saw people looking at me, and I was like, okay, it comes to a decision of me being able to breathe and me just like breathing in carbon dioxide with the mask on. Like that doesn't 100% make sense to me. And I'm just like, I went in a corner, pulled down my mask, put my pump, and took some nice clean fresh breaths for a couple of minutes, and then put the mask back on when everything calmed down. Because this double masking thing, and I'm one that wears glasses. I do have contact lenses, but I mostly wear glasses. The one mask just fogs your glasses up instantly.
Yeah.
So then have two. You just no, thank you. That's just me personally. But I do want to say this, just some message out there, that it says that wearing a mask, according to this article from the CDC, says wearing a mask, any mask, reduces the risk of infection with the coronavirus, but wearing a more tightly fitted surgical mask or layering a cloth mask atop a surgical mask can vastly increase protections to the wearer or others. New research by the agency shows that transmission of the virus can be reduced up to 96.5% if both an infected individual and an uninfected individual wear tightly fitted surgical mask or a cloth and surgical mask combination. Dr. Raquel P. Walensky, sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name, director of the CDC, announced announced the findings during Wednesday's White House coronavirus briefing. President Biden has challenged Americans to wear masks for the first 100 days of his presidency. And Dr. Walensky said that masks were especially crucial given the concern about new variants circulating. Okay, I just have to pause. My opinion again. Why are you challenging Americans to wear masks for the first 100 days? That just that just sounds like a challenge. And then after the 100 days, it's like, oh, well, you challenged me to 100. So you didn't say I have to continue. Like, I'm just thinking different aspects of different people, how they may respond to this. I'm like, guys, just wear the mask, period. Wear a mask, period. Don't do it, challenge, quote unquote. I'm just being.
Exactly. Tight fitting mask versus double masking. That's a whole lot.
No, and because I also want to say this, that as of February 1st, 14 states and the District of Columbia had implemented universal masking mandates. Masking is now mandatory on federal property and on domestic and international transportation. But while masks are known to both reduce respiratory droplets and aerosols exhaled by infected wearers and to protect the uninfected wearer, their effectiveness varies wildly because of air leaking around the edges of the mask. And there's a doctor by Dr. John Brooks, lead author of a new CDC study, who said any mask is better than none. There are substantial and compelling data that wearing a mask reduces the spread and in communities that adopt mask wearing, new infections go down. Now, Marsha, can I raise another question? Sorry about this.
Sure.
In your opinion as well, do you think that, I know certain countries like Japan and China, their citizens have been wearing masks pre-pandemic, but do you think globally that they will then, or people will then just become masks as just a new accessory that, we just may forever wear, like, or some people, like, once this was
accessorized.
Yes, like once everything calms down and they say you don't need to wear masks anymore, do you think that people are just some people just may continue to wear masks, period, or just this may just be a global norm?
Yes, I think, in my opinion, I think it will be, because we do have persons out there that will become paranoid. I remember walking into the supermarket and I had on my mask and everything, and so did everyone else in the supermarket. And there's a little old man standing beside me, and I wanted a certain medication. So he was there taking forever. So I just kind of reached my hand and just pulled it off the shelf, and he jumped and he started swearing at me, asking me why was I standing so close, 6 feet distance. He's an old man. He could die, and you have to sanitize before you go into the store. So saying that to say that there will always be someone who's going to be extremely, extremely careful. So even afterwards, because this is an unseen enemy. This is an unseen enemy. And so we don't know when it's going to be the last day of it. So persons are always going to be like, you know what? I don't know. And it's better to be safe than sorry. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. So even with that being said, Jesse, going back to what healthkids.org said, that kids are less likely to catch the spread of coronavirus than adults, today we have an exception to the rule. Are we ready for face-to-face classroom interaction amidst C-19? We have a guest. She's not here with us, but she sent us an audio. Her name is Keisha Ramsey, and here is her story.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So, I just want to share my view on, the reopening of schools during this COVID period, or pandemic, I should say. But it is good and it is bad. For example, I'm a single mother and I work a full-time job, plus I have a small business on the side. So, I really wanted school to open because before that I had to be asking one family member to another, and I don't like the idea of my child being, with different persons, because then it exposed her to so many different things. It also puts her in harm, because yes, it's family, but I was concerned about families that have male in the homes. I was really stressed out with it. And so I was delighted when school had reopened, right? And it really lifted a load off me. It really lifted a load off me, you know, having to just have one place where I live, or where I can monitor that if XYZ happened, I know that this is the person that I left her with, you know, and there's some liability. I can hold that person to see that, I left my child with you. Because when it's family members, it's not easy, and everybody's pointing finger to the next one. And I was glad that situation was over. Now, with that situation being over, of course, I expected that, there are risks of sending her back to school. She's only 3 years old. She started school at 1. And I know there were risks, but I was willing to take them. I prayed and I prayed and I prayed, and I said, God, you know what? I can't manage this family thing. I can't manage to be dropping my child from here to there. And, I'm still paying. It's not like it's free.
Wow. So I think that audio clip stopped prematurely, but I think we got the essence of what it is she was trying to say. Here she is, a single mother, and especially for single parents, it is quite a juggle to have children, have to work, and to be monitoring them for homeschooling. So even though there was the part fear of, okay, my child, especially a vulnerable child in that age bracket, having to go back to school to mingle, because kids that small, Jesse, yes, you teach them to wash their hands and wear their mask, but when they haven't seen their friends in a long time, it could be too that sometimes they even forget that they're not supposed to be hugging and high-fiving and all of these things that they're used to. There was actually a clip, a Jamaican clip that was sent out with a little girl, and she was sitting around her dining room table doing her homework virtually, and she just started bawling, absolutely bawling.
Yes.
And her mom was like, you're doing such a good job. She's like, I don't want to hear that I'm doing a good job. I want to go back to school. I want to see my friends, and she was going on and on and on, and I understand, based on statistics, that some children are not doing well with online learning, and they definitely need face-to-face interaction in order to ensure that there is a tomorrow for them. But
And
then yeah, you were about to.
I just want to say something real quick, that because when you brought that up, I am a student, but I work in clinics and I work with mostly pediatric patients. We do see adults that come in, but I ask the kids, how school, and ranges from literally newborn all the way up. And I would say, especially kids from, let's say, pre-K age to, let's say, 15, 16, you do have the handful of students that, if they're older or a little bit more mature, and just also the kids' personality, that they could handle, they're okay with virtual, or they're okay with virtual 3 days a week and going into school 2 days a week. But a lot of the younger kids, you also have to take into effect the social aspect of it, because a pre-K kindergarten, yes, I know nowadays I'm getting little kids that know cursive, that in kindergarten they are learning their addition already, and stuff like that. But the main point of pre-K kindergarten, even maybe first grade, is to build that social interaction. You need to know, whether the good and the bad. And kids aren't getting from that young age that social interaction, oh, little Johnny bit me, or little Susie pushed me, and how to go about being a person, and how are they gonna to learn things, and you can't learn these things virtually. I'm sorry, you can't learn, how to interact with other kids. You can't learn social behaviors. And then that to even further go along with it is, the longer we do this, what is the impact of future generations?
Wow.
And their mentality, like, like how are we shaping their brain now? Because are they going to be lower on the social aspect because they never learned that when they were young? Because everything is virtual. That's just a point that I was thinking.
That's true. That's true. We're going to be taking some listener comments this time before we get into or wrap up this segment to go into our wealth mindset with the Bank of America Female Entrepreneurs Clip. I want to say good morning to Apostle Dr. Faith Walters, a very strong advocate for self-love, self-care, self-esteem, very powerful woman of God from the Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. And she has been blowing up the comments all morning. I just saw it. And she says, and just taking a few comments from her, she says, yes, of course, people are still styling the mask. Yes, it can make people paranoid. You just got to use wisdom in this season. All we got to do as saints of God is to trust him in the process. Only he can take us through this. We have to keep our children covered in prayer. And also, yes. And she's pretty much agreeing with the conversation that we're having here online. Thank you so much for commenting, Apostle Walters. And so good to have you as usual every single week. We need to give her a special star or something because she has been supporting us nonstop. All right.
There was another question that came in because we were talking about connection. And they said that kids, but they don't have to physically be around others to connect. Is the connection more important? Just wondering. I mean, we could always, I agree. You do not have to be physically connected to be able to connect. But I feel like certain age groups need that physical connection. I don't know. What's your opinion on that, Marsha?
I can't say that I agree with that. There was a research that was done some time ago with 2 baby monkeys. These are kids. Right? And they're both fed, both taken care of, both bathed, both changed, but one was done through physical touch. If we're to get into love languages, physical touch, like a human person would, take it, stroke it, bathe it, feed it. Right, yeah. The other one had like a mechanical hand that was still doing it, not much touching or interaction and things like that. And would you believe that the child that had the mechanical hand taking care of him, the growth of that monkey was stunted? It was very much stunted. So just based on that, what should I say? On that example, children are always reaching for something, putting things in their mouth, trying to know the world through touch. So I'm not sure if I agree with that 100% though.
And you could also say that just humans, just when babies are being born, the first thing that they tell, after they clean them up and everything like that, is for that baby to have human skin to skin contact with the mother, with the father. The first thing, you don't see anything, you don't, there's no screens in front of your face when you're born, but you're able to know this is mommy's skin, this is daddy's skin, this is mommy's voice, this is daddy's voice, and every people, that's who we are. So I think physical contact is a big thing, and social contact. I do agree that you don't physically need to meet other people now, but I feel like that is a enhanced level of brain wiring that I don't know the right word, but that's a very enhanced level. But we're just talking kids. Their brains aren't mature, not even nearly enough,
Yes, and their attention span is extremely short.
Yep.
Extremely short. Well, that's it for our segment on college life. If you are listening and you have a child that's going to school, all we can say is, or suggest, is to remember the cardinal rules during C19. Washing of hands, cleaning of surfaces, wearing masks and cloth face coverings, keeping kids spaced apart, staggered schedules, and grouping students and teachers throughout the day at school. And that's for the education system. All right, so we're going to go to our spotlight feature. We're going to be featuring next Althea Athletics. Let's see what they have in store for us.
Learn how to achieve your fitness goals with Althea. Experience targeted personal training programming that focuses on building your strength and flexibility while increasing your nutritional understanding. Choosing to train with Althea will guarantee weight loss and muscle gains during your first 6-week training period. Sign up for a free 45-minute health consultation today. Official UME Digital Media Inc. Brand Share Partner. GetBrandShare.com.
Awesome stuff. Wealth measures the value of all the assets of worth owned by a person, community, company, or a country. Essentially, wealth is the accumulation of scarce resources, or is it? Specific people, organizations, and nations are said to be wealthy when they are able to accumulate many valuable resources or goods. Welcome to our wealth segment. And we are going to go into a clip from Finding Happy, where we talk about the Bank of America Female Entrepreneurs Program. Here we go.
People. And as we talk about the support of other people, I'm going to share with you some information that I got, some grants that have become available for entrepreneurs, and it's quite a bit of them. If I'm going too fast, let me know, but I'm going to share it with you. If you need more information on this, please go to my coach ministry /the success plan. Yes, or check the blog, but it will be there. It will be shared with you so you can access it. Okay, if you want to, that is, if you want to. So just to be clear, if you have any specific questions about these grants or the eligibility, should you be directed, should you want to pursue it, then you should, the links will be shared on the website, and you can contact the respective agency through their website because the links will be there. So the first one is grants for small businesses funded by Verizon. So on Monday, February 8th, LISC will launch the grant application that small businesses can use to apply for a $10,000 grant. Grants will be eligible for small businesses across the United States, particularly in historically underserved communities hit hard by the pandemic. And as I go through, if any of the dates have passed, then just overlook it and move on. But I'm going to share them with you anyway. Eligible expenses for the grant include paying rent and utilities, meeting payroll, paying outstanding debts to vendors, upgrading technology infrastructure, and other immediate operational costs. To subscribe to learn when the grant goes live, again, go to mycoachministry.com and either go to our blog or go to /the success plan, and it'll be there. City Trends Grant, this is another one. Black entrepreneurs with a confirmed selling history of their products is in at least one of the following categories: apparel, beauty, skincare, hair care, footwear, home decor, bedding, bath, technology, or accessories are eligible for this grant. 10 grants of $5,000 each will be awarded. Double check and make sure your US state is on their eligible list. Applications close on February 28, 2021. For more information, mycoachministry.com /the success plan, and it should be there after the show. The next one is 2021 New Voices. and Barefoot We Stand for Her grants. Grants of $10,000 each to 5 entrepreneurs will be made to Black women-owned businesses. The grants program also includes complimentary business coaching, yes, and mentoring from New Voices Foundation for each grantee company. Applications close on February 28, 2021, and you know where the information will be. The next one is Merchant Maverick Opportunity Grant. This grant is open to for-profit. This grant is open to for-profit. I think this thing is a little small, so let me expand it a bit. There we go. This grant is open to for-profit businesses that are majority owned by a Black woman, cisgender or transgender. Cisgender as in gender as in CIS gender, one word, or transgender. I've never heard that word before, cisgender. Or a Black femme identified individual. The program will award 4 grants of $10,000 each. The deadline to apply is May 1, 2021. Bold.org, African American Entrepreneurs Grant, Female Award. This grant will be awarded to a female African American entrepreneur. And I'm just going to interrupt this a second to say something. The reason the grants are directed at females is because I am a member of the Bank of America. I'm a beneficiary of the Bank of America Women's Entrepreneurship Program at Cornell University. And it's through that program, through that network, that I get the information. So it's not a bias. It's that it's geared towards women entrepreneur. I just want to say that because I didn't say it in the beginning. So I'd like to say that now, just to be clear. Yes, so bold.org, African American Entrepreneurs Grant, Female Award. This grant will be awarded to a female African American entrepreneur at any education level who is currently building or who aspires to build a new business and is currently enrolled as a student. One reward of $1,000 will be paid to the student's college or university. Deadline is February 11, today, 2021. And I think there's someone I need to send this to. Yes. The next one is, one moment, please. Yeah. The next one is Emma Johnson, Single Mother Grant. I really like this one. Emma Johnson, Single Mother Grant. Every month, Johnson gives out $500 cash to one single mom. No strings attached. Isn't that beautiful? Bless Emma Johnson. The 2021 Kick-Ass Single Mom Stimulus Grant has one goal: give a hand to single moms struggling with money, health, stress, childcare, illness, and loneliness. Qualifications are simple. 1, you're a single mom. 2, you need the money right now. That's beautiful. Women Who Tech. Open to North American-based women-owned startups in tech that have already raised $50,000 in seed revenue or that are already generating revenue. The organization awards equity-free grants to women-led tech startups on a rolling basis throughout the year. For each grant period, there is a different theme. For the first grant period of 2021, the theme is emerging tech. Applicants should be focused on emerging technologies to solve systemic global problems. The first place prize for the Women Who Tech Emerging Tech grant is $15,000, and the second place awardee will receive $5,000. Deadline is February 19, 2021. And of course, more information can be found at mycoachministry.com/the success plan or the blog, but it will be there after the show. The next grant is Chicago Foundation for Women 2021 Spring Primary Cycle Process. CFW will be accepting applications for program for program or operating support in any of CFW 3 issue areas: economic security, freedom from violence, access to health, or grants to specifically address the epidemic of violence against women. Grants will range between $10K to $30K. That's $10,000 to $30,000. Organizations must be a 501c3 and in the Chicago area. Applications are due by February 17, 2021. Asian Women Giving Circle Grant. These grants will support Asian American women-led organizations and individual artists in NYC, that's New York City, who are using arts and culture to bring about progressive social transformation, raise awareness, and catalyze action around critical issues that affect Asian American women, girls, and families, and highlight and promote women's central role as leaders, creators, developers, and managers of these projects. RFP is open to both 501c3 organizations and individual artists. 5 to 8 project grants will be awarded contingent on available funding. The maximum grant amount is $15,000. The deadline to apply is March 12, 2021. Looking for support but not necessarily funding, here there's also a list of 21 accelerators, incubators, programs, and more for female founders. Lots of great resources on the page. The link will be on my website. Free webinars through eCornell. That's Cornell University's online study platform. The diverse culinary family, representation, identity, and inclusivity. Stories from 5 culinary trailblazers who share what the future holds for them and other people from underrepresented communities in the world of culinary arts. Thursday, February 11, that's today at 4 p.m. He said she listened. Mansplaining. Oh my goodness, this one is for me. Mansplaining, gaslighting, and epistemic entitlement. I've been talking about this for a while, the gaslighting and how men sometimes, is when we speak our minds, they are busy explaining what they think. And they don't do it to hurt us. But sometimes I don't think they quite understand that they're actually doing it. So I think it seems, based on what I'm seeing here, this is a webinar that will help us women better deal with something like that. So I'll be there. He said she listened. Mansplaining, gaslighting, and epistemic entitlement. Cornell professor, writer, and philosopher Kate Mann will connect the notion of epistemic entitlement with a variety of problematic behaviors, including mansplaining, gaslighting, and misogynistic anger at the expert testimony of women. Friday, February 19, 2021 at 4:15 p.m. And the links for all of these and other things that I share will be on my website, mycoachministry.com. Thank you so much. Oh, goodness. I feel like this was quite a bit.
Wow, that is a lot of information.
It was a lot to take in. I know that it was really empowering. And Marsha, I view business as talent. Not everyone has a talent to do business. There's a lot that goes into it. So yeah, guys, if you guys wanted to know more about any of these grants, please go to mycoachministry.com and all the information will be there. But speaking of talent, we are going to talk about the power of love songs. Let's just say that there's nothing like a good love song. I know we all love it. It gets your heart's rating. You just start imagining things, and love has clearly served as a well-tapped source of inspiration. Just a few bars of the best love songs can make your heart swell and eyes tear up. From the first flushes of romance to heartbreak, loss, and lust, the love song puts emotions to words in music, remaining a core part of our lives. For thousands of years, humans have put into music the most intense longings of their souls and the deepest regrets of their hearts. Love songs have been written by people as diverse as Confucius all the way to Dolly Parton. That's a huge gap. And the love song remains a core part of the 21st century lives, an ingredient in every stage of romance, from a first date to a wedding. And here today, we are going to talk with, we have two special guests, Mr. Michael and Mrs. Nicola Maxwell Johnson from South Carolina, talking us about the power of love songs. Hi guys, how are you guys today? Thank you so much for being on our show. Are they in?
Yes, I think we're having them come over into the room. But just to add to what you say, Jessie, as a musician myself, I absolutely, especially this is a season for it. It's February, it's a love month, you know, and music plays a very important role, even outside of such, you know, especially for couples to share sentiments and to share what is it that is on their hearts. And now they are in the room.
Hi guys. Good morning. How are you
Hi,
guys?
Marsha. Hi, Jessie. How are you?
Good. We're doing great. Thank you so much for being on our show this morning. We're so happy to have you here.
We're happy to be here as well.
Guys, so we actually have some questions for you guys, for our listeners who are just tuning in, who've never, you know, don't know you're anything like that. Can you tell us first, how did you guys meet?
I'll let Michael go with that.
All right, so how did we meet?
Yeah.
All right, it all started at church.
Okay.
I hail from the parish of Manchester, Jamaica, and Nicola is from St. Anne. I went to college in St. Anne. We're from the same body of church. So the college was pretty much on the church. We had to go to church, had eyes on each other. She became my teacher.
Whoa, that's intense.
Okay, I'm gonna just sip some tea for that. Okay, continue.
Yes, so that's pretty much how we meet. She became my teacher, and we exchanged number, and we started exchanging words, letters, and pretty much praying for each other when we expose our likes, our interest in each other.
All right. So, okay, next question. It's a big one. Who said I love you first?
He did.
Oh,
he was quick on the draw with that one.
You do it. Did you do it with music? What did you just know?
Actually, I was on a flight. I was on a plane coming to the US, leaving from Jamaica. Okay. And I called, and it was our goodbyes. I don't know if he remembers, but I remember clearly. Women remember those little details. Huh?
I was asking Mr. Michael, do you remember that?
I remember.
What was it like for you? What was the feeling internally?
The feeling was it was emotional at first, because she was actually leaving, and telling somebody I love you, you want to tell them face up, and to the intensity of love, saying the love, you would want to say it face up, but it was emotional. But I happy it came out that way. Men sometimes like to say stuff, across the room, in the room. Yes, but it was a fun feeling as well.
That's nice. As a couple, I have a question. Do you guys use music to kind of communicate some unwritten, like sometimes you have the words, you don't have the words to explain how you feel about a current situation or your partner. Do you guys use music to communicate that with?
Somewhat, like, like most couples, we have our songs.
Mm-hmm.
And whether there are times when we have been apart, when, we'll send each other, like he might just get like the YouTube link and just send it to me. And, just seeing, oh Lord, my daughter is saying I'm bothering her.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You should let her say hello.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Right. So he'll send me and I'm like, okay, he's in his zone, he's missing me, that kind of thing. And I mean, girl, can you go outside, please? So she cannot focus. All right, so let me move. Right. So, I'll know that he's in his zone, he's missing me, or I'm in my zone, I'm missing him. Another thing that works for me too is I like cards. I love cards. I appreciate cards. There may be times when I will just take them out and just go down memory road,
Yeah, I do the same thing. I mean, my significant other, he would do like love letters. I mean, it's old school. I mean, he does it at least like he doesn't do it often because he says he doesn't want me to get used to it. But he'll do it like a birthday or anniversary, one big thing, and write me like a handwritten note. So I know that's something that's really cute. Have you ever? It's another question. Have you ever used music to restore a friendship during an argument or a disagreement? Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear. I'm just.
He's
thinking. Okay, I didn't see you for a sec, so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, usually, I don't know. We have this mechanism going. Whenever there's an actual dispute or disagreement, all the time, if not most of the time, Nicole is the one to bring it to the table, and we talk about it, and automatically things just get back together.
But yeah. Nicole, do you find it? Because I sometimes tend to just be like, okay, just straight up, it's been quiet too long. We need to talk about this now. Do you find it difficult to sometimes start that conversation with someone, or we have 2 questions coming in. Do you find that conversation hard to start, or you're okay with like addressing it right out the gate?
I am this kind of person where if I have something on my chest, if I have something on my mind, I have to say it. Michael is different though, where he, I think sometimes he would view me as, wanting to raise an issue or wanting to speak about something as being a little bit confrontational, when my motive isn't being, to be confrontational, but to just settle the score, and just move right along. So if I want to have that conversation, I'm going to find a way to have that conversation. If I try to start it, like physically, him being there, me being here, and it's not working out, I might take a breather. I am going to definitely send him a WhatsApp message. He knows, because if I have my point to get across, I'm going to get it across. What he does with it afterwards is up to him. But, if I need to get it out there, I'm going to get it out there. And that's the same thing that I, and it's not just in my personal relationship with him. I find that a lot of times that there are disagreements with any kind of relationship, parental relationship, sibling relationship, work relationship with your colleagues, where there may be misunderstandings or feelings that you need to, air. And there's only one way to get it out there, and it's by just really speaking about it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, that different dynamic of, do I say something, do I not, when do I do it? But sometimes it's right, you just really do have to just lay it out there and lay the table, you know, wherever it falls on the table, it's where it falls, and deal with it afterwards. Because it sometimes will eat you alive of not saying what you want to say. We have a listener question coming in. Wanted to know if you guys are like a husband and wife duo, or do you guys sing?
Oh no. I leave the singing to Marsha. Well, he's a pastor. I do a little praise and worship at church, but that's where it ends. And if I might say so myself, my husband can't carry a note in a bucket.
Oh.
We hear you loud and clear. But one of the things that we do love about this couple, though, just to give
That's all right. I'm not offended.
Is that even as Christians, music or love songs play a powerful role in having a relationship, in having this particular relationship. I do also know that Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, they do not celebrate Valentine, even though this is the month of Valentine. But their communication of love through music is there nonetheless. But I want you guys to share with us, though, what's not so special about Valentine for you guys?
Should I go first or Nicola?
Go ahead.
All right. For me, and this has been embedded in me from, a child. Love is every day, and love is something that you can't just celebrate one time around. Given the fact though that I don't really celebrate it, but I do get my wife something when it comes on to Valentine's, and not just Valentine's. She knows me. I'm a gifty person. I like to give her a gift, and this has been something that I've been doing ever since. And if I may just throw this in, giving gifts because you love, it is something that you should do on a daily basis, not just one particular day. Remember, as a child growing up quickly, every day, religiously, every day, Monday to Friday, every day, I bought my mom a gift. Every day, coming home from school since I was in probably third grade, every day. So I just learned to love every day, not some days. And probably that's why when we have confrontations in marriage, I sometimes don't want to deal with it, because I believe that I've never seen a perfect marriage or anything like that. But I just don't like to see arguments, disagreements in marriage, in relationships on a whole. Nicola.
Okay, for me, Valentine, even from before I met Michael, even from before we got married, Valentine was never my thing. So I didn't come to the table with this. I think it's, and I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody, but I think it's very superficial, the whole Valentine Day. Yes, you love year round, but I find that there are times when people tend to go overboard just because it is Valentine's Day. How about, husband and wives go overboard just because you're my husband, just because you're my wife, just because you came home tired from work, just because I see that you're out there working hard, providing for the family, just because you are who you are, and not just because it's Valentine's Day and you come home with chocolate and so on, and then for another 365 days until Valentine come again, we don't have a romantic dinner. We don't have, I don't get gifts. I don't put on lingerie. So as I said, I think it's a bit superficial, and it has always been something that has been with me from a long time, that it's just too commercial and just too artificial. Yeah.
Understood clearly. Understood clearly. All right. So for those who are listening, let's get a little bit more info as to a definition for Valentine's Day, right? And right after that, I'm going to ask the couple to pull out their playlist, right? And I want them to mention a couple of the songs that they have dedicated to each other over time, whether it was during the dating period or on the day of the wedding, because sometimes they have like those wedding dances and so on. And I want you to also tell us the power and the impact of those songs on you when you hear them. All right, so start making a list. You can make at least about 3 songs each. And then we want your feedback on that. But in the meantime, a definition for Valentine's Day, according to Britannica.com, is also called St. Valentine's Day, which is a holiday internationally done on February 14th when lovers express their affections and greetings with gifts. Given their similarities, it has been suggested that the holiday has its origin in the Roman festival of Lupercalia, held in mid-February. So that's a quick definition for Valentine's Day. All right, so have you created your list, sir and madam? Let us know.
Well, it's not hard to create because it's not a very, very long one.
And that's
as I
fine.
said,
It's about 3 each.
Yes, as I said, we're working on it. As I said, this is definitely our main one or go-to one. I Want to Grow Old with You, a song by Westlife. And for me, it is just really our story. I want to grow old with you. I don't want separation. I don't want death. I don't want those things, because I guess those are the 2 things that will cause it to part. Either death or separation. When I'm old and gray, he should be, helping me with my walking stick, and I am, helping him to hear or something of the sort, because we would have reached thus far having weathered the storm and having, reached that, because I think, being old together is like one of the best things that there possibly can be. So yeah, I want to grow old with you. And also the growing process, because where we started 9 years ago is not where we are now, and where we will be 9 years down the road is not where we are now. So, in life, we have to embrace growth. And I think that any good relationship should, be one that is poised, where both parties can grow individually, but even more so grow together.
Thank you so much. And Michael, I want to ask you, hearing that song that she would have dedicated to you, what type of mind frame does that put you in? How did that make you feel?
We share the very same sentiment, and I, as you could see, I was writing. The first song that I wrote down is the very same song, and I don't know. There are some things that I use in our marriage. So just so you know, it's a little bit better for Nicola, her mom, 6 kids, 4 girls, 2 boys. She's the 5th of the 6, and she was born right in the middle of the 2 boys. My parents, it's 6 kids as well. 4 boys, 2 girls. I'm the 5th of the 6, and I was born right in the middle of the 2 girls. So this is something significant for me. And it not just being a Christian or a pastor, but I just want to grow old with this woman. It doesn't matter what the enemy throws our way. It doesn't matter what uphill battles we have to fight. I just want to grow old with her. And I just want to grow old with her.
Awesome. So what's on your list for her?
I remember when we just got married. And so this is for the wider world as well. Gospel music is lovely too. It's loving too. You can be romantic with gospel music. And funny enough, I just realized this because I remember when we were going on our honeymoon in Portland, the song that we played all through is "I've Got My Liberty, I'm Finally Free."
Okay, I get you. I get
Yes,
you.
we play that song night and day.
Yeah, so for the older
You know
minds,
that song, Marsha?
Yes, I think I do. Is it
Yeah.
by William Murphy?
I think so because we definitely got our liberty, my love.
I can imagine so. I can imagine so. And I imagine you smiling, remembering that exact moment. So, Nicola, what's your second song that you would have dedicated to Michael?
God Gave Me You by Blake Shelton.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, the title,
I think I heard a listener scream just now because everybody loves Blake. Yeah.
Yeah, so God gave, and I mean the title itself speaks for itself. God gave me you for all the ups and downs. I believe in God's perfect will, and I believe that He is God's perfect will for me. At times, especially when there are disagreements, we may not want to see that or choose to see that. But I mean, to get through the ups and downs of life, I mean, I don't know at this point if I could tolerate, I wouldn't tolerate anybody else. And I don't feel as though I hope that, he wouldn't, have it in mind to say, I would rather tolerate somebody else who have these little, differences or idiosyncrasies as opposed to what my wife has. I can work with what he brings to the table, and I know he can work with what I come with, and so I think too that compatibility, and this song speaks, compatibility and being able to give and take and being able to see the best in each other and also accepting the worst in each other and trying to help each other get up the mountain and down the valley and all of those things, because that is what love and life and marriage is about. It's not always the honeymoon and so on and so forth, because there are battles, there are things, but one thing we have remained resolute is to stick together. And as I said on another platform, in another forum on Sunday, that we just have to choose to love each other. I think that is what many couples could adapt, that that come what may, I'm going to choose to love my spouse, because love conquers all. Love, we go to church and we sing love lifted me, and I mean, our love can lift each other, and if we could just push on. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Now, Michael, I see you were smiling in the middle of her statement. What was that about? What was going through your mind?
Um, what was the reality is that I've made the same pledge. I've never expressed it to her, and I am not looking outside of the blocks. I have many persons that are trying to get into her space, but that will never work. That will never work. I said this to my mother just this week. Just this week we were talking relationship, and I said, you know what, mommy, honestly, I would never want to marry another woman, because the struggles that me and Nicola went through for 9 years, I don't want to start it over. And I don't understand why persons would want to be married for 12 years, 10 years, even 3 years or 2 years, and you have gone through that gap, that struggle, and you would want to start it over with somebody else. And the fact is, sometimes it doesn't get better, you get worse. So you don't know what you're getting into. So I say, just stay in it, man, and just work it out. Whatever it is, work it out.
Okay, awesome. And I want to hear your second song. Then we're going to play Nicola's song, I Want to Grow Old with You. But tell me the next song that you had for her.
All right, so am I gonna just give you this one and then that's it for the songs, or?
Yes, that's it for the songs because we're out of time. And we want to play Grow Old with You because we have a lot of people really feeling that song. So go ahead.
All right, so I remember sending this link to her, and I was really thinking about her. At this time, we had some differences going on, and it's by Nico. Am I wrong? Thinking that we could be something for real?
Wow. Hips. Bars.
Send a message.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicola, I think I'm imagining your face lighting up on that one. What's going through and that laugh? What is
Yeah.
going on inside of you right now, inside your head?
Because I you know, I know my husband to a dimension, and that sometimes a lot of times, too many times, he does not say, you know, what he needs to say or what he means. So he'll find these little ways, you know. But it's one of the things that I accept.
We work with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And now we're going to play the song as we take off this segment, Grow Old with You. All right. So while that is being prepped, thank you both so much for being here today. And Powerful. And
Yeah.
that's the power of music. We're all behind the screen here in our feelings and all these things, you
Yep.
know? So that alone should tell us the power of music. Music is a beautiful thing, beautiful experience. And so that was a wonderful segment. So I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Johnson out of South Carolina for sharing with us as a couple their entire musical journey, using it during courting, marriage, and still
Yeah.
using it today to share sentiments. Thank you so much to both of you. And now we turn our attention to travel. Now, C19 has done a lot in the travel industry. And with us here this morning is Mrs. Venice McFarlane Pinnock. And so we want to speak with her about traveling while being pregnant. Isn't that something? Good morning, Lady Pinnock. How are you?
Good morning, Marsha. I am fine. I'm having a good day today.
Awesome, awesome. And I want to thank you
I'm
so
having
much for being here. Yes, thank you. Thank you for taking the time. And I want to take a quick time to shout out too before we continue. Romario Coombs, that's in the studio with us as an audience today. Thank you so much for being here with us. Oh, look at her. She is glowing. How far along are you?
um you can say almost 37 weeks.
Almost 37 weeks. Wow. All right. So we want to know from you, what was it like being pregnant and having to travel? What was your purpose for travel? Was it relaxation? You know, what's going on?
Honestly, I needed a break before the baby came. I was really tired, exhausted and all. Um Regular wife duties and church and career and stuff. So I was really weary. And to be honest with you, um, I'll take the trip again. It was amazing. It was really amazing. And I must say though that the airlines, I mean, they were so nice. Even where my suitcase were concerned, there were persons willing to, would you like me to take that for you? Do you need some help? Or if I was going through customs and at this point I should bend and untie my shoes to take it off. And the custom officer actually went down and helped me to take off my shoes.
Oh, wow.
My shoes. It was awesome.
Let me
So
ask
it
this.
was,
Hold on, let me ask this because pregnant mothers say this all the time. When you stand up, are you able to see your toes?
Oh, I want to know.
No.
Because I'm thinking, if you're not able to see your toes, I don't know how you are gonna untie your shoe.
Yeah.
Normally I would stand straight, spread my legs, and then bend. And
Girl.
then that would give me a little leverage to get it done. But it was good though. It was really good. And I also realized that COVID, I both airlines that I went to, you can see where all the measures were put in place. There were a lot of sanitizers around. The workers, they were in the bathroom. The persons were actually doing what they were supposed to do, both travelers and workers. So you can see, and even the airline, the middle seats were not taken, so there was just two persons to a row. So the social distance was actually practiced on the aircraft that I was on. So it was really nice.
I have this other question too. I often hear expecting mothers say that they find it hard to breathe because of the position of the baby from time to time. Um, Having to wear a mask and traveling at that height, what was it? Was breathing easy or what was it like?
I didn't have a problem breathing though. No. Yes, I had on the mask, but what happened is that how I it depends on how the baby is is situated, because the bigger your tummy is, then it is harder for you to breathe. Because even now, even while walking, I realize that I'll have shorter breath. I have a lot of steps at home. So when I try to come up the step, I have to take like, all right, I take 5 and then I stop. And then I take another 5 and then I take another 5. So it does happen, but it is in the late stage of the pregnancy. It is not really the early part.
Okay.
So I didn't have that much. When I traveled, I was about between 5 and 6 months. So it wasn't that hard for me. Where breathing is concerned, it is now that I'm almost due. It is posing a problem where moving up and down is concerned. I'm always tired. And you see, now I'm talking to you, I'm actually feeling like I'm running out of breath. Yes.
Wow. I know you said that you were
exercising is hard.
Oh, okay. Thank you for
I
that.
can't get that at all.
All right. So I know you said earlier that you definitely needed to take the break and you would do it again. But at any point at all during the travel experience, were you concerned, afraid, in light of the pandemic that is happening, having to be around people from maybe passing through the airport, you don't know who is from where they're going to? You know, what was going on in your, did fear or concern cross your mind at any point?
At first, I was a little bit concerned before the ticket was bought. And I remember praying, and after praying, I felt peace, and I felt that everything was going to be okay. And I felt that the Holy Spirit was saying, "It is okay, Venice, I'll take care of you." And it happened. And everything I had peace, Marsha. I don't know how to explain it, but I know it is the peace of God. That's what I experienced, to be honest with you. I wasn't afraid. I take my precautions. I use my sanitizer. I make sure I wear my mask. I wash frequently. I shower frequently, even when I go on the road and stuff. And to my surprise, I trust God though, because he really saw that I needed the break and he made the provision for me to go, and I went. And it is just amazing, because after coming back to Jamaica, I realized that there were persons I was around that was positive, that wasn't even sure, and I was not affected any at all.
Wow.
You know, and I see that as a blessing, because I felt the peace of God. I felt like I will be protected, you know, in spite of what is happening, and he did it. And when I heard that, it gives me more assurance to know that the God that I serve, he will do what he says he will do.
He would.
And that's it for me.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Venice, for sharing with us your experience this morning. And we love babies here because it's a family show. And so we are praying for a safe delivery. Is it a boy or a girl?
March.
Okay. So we can celebrate birthdays. Yeah, best month of the year. Thank you. Do you know
Maybe.
the gender of the baby now?
Again?
Do you know the gender of the baby? Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a girl, Marsha. It can only be a girl.
All right, girl power. A lot of girl power going on this morning. Yes. And I love the fact that you're laughing and you're happy and you're at ease and you're not in pain and you're safe and so on.
Yes, I'm having a great day today, you know. Oh my gosh, you have no idea.
I can imagine. Thank you, Venice. And we hope to have you back. Just, you know, a little family chit chat about, you know, the whole delivery process and all these things. First time mommies, you know, look out, we may have Venice back again to kind of help to coach you through. Because this is your third child, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And it's a whole different experience. It is a total different experience from my two boys. And I I told myself that I was saying to my husband, I said, honey, if I had any plans on having a fourth child, I wouldn't. This one would change my mind.
Oh, it was that different.
So when I say I'm having a good day today, I'm really having a good day today.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm happy for you though. We are happy
Thank
for you.
you.
Yes. And continue to have a good day. Bye.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Marsha.
Thanks for stopping
Bye.
by. All right. So that was Miss Venice McFarlane Pinnock, and she just spoke to us about travel and C19. I want to take this time to Jesse's going to do some amount of shout outs, but I also want to shout out those who work in airports and they make sure that everyone is safe, making sure that those who have difficulties in different areas, they are well taken care of. Thank you for all you do. God bless you and continue to remain safe.
Yes, and I just want to shout out Les Abel from Westchester, New York. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know this person, I'm gonna be a little bit biased because it's like one of the best people in the world. It's my mom, but shout out to her for watching the show. Thank you so much.
Mommy!
And hi, I love you. Yes.
Right.
Oh, and then we have another comment that said, "God bless essential and all workers." Yes. Yes, and stay safe, mommy. I love you.
Yes. All right. And so, as usual, every week we have a new segment. Yeah. And this week we will be doing a word search. What's the instruction? What's the instruction on this one?
This one, what are the first 3 words you can see? Okay.
Okay. Where is my pen, phone, slash? All right.
Ready? I got one. Okay. First 3 words I can see are joy, commitment, and hopeful.
All right. My first 3 words I can see is helpful, generous, and faith. Guys, comment in the section below and tell us what are the first 3 words that you see. Tell us what that is. Do you think that it's meant like it's a mental connect when you see these words?
Some of them I'm just like, okay, it's a mental, a mental connection kind of thing. Maybe it's like, I don't know, internally what you want or what's about to happen. But also some of them are just very like helpful, is very positioned right in the upper left-hand corner. Like the probability of everyone seeing that word is like,
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Like we read from left to right. So you're instantly going to go there. So a lot of people might have helpful as their first word, but yeah, I think, what do you think? Do you think so?
Yeah, I think sometimes when we think about things a lot, then they appear before us sometimes, like in the back of our heads, like subliminal, subconscious messages. You know, when we play mind stimulating games like these, it helps to kind of pull it out. All right, and we are seeing some replies.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. All right, let me scroll up. Ooh. All right. So Coach Raquel says helpful, commitment, and faithful. Travelpreneurs Escapades says caring, gratitude, and sightful. Right. And we have someone else that says committed. What am I seeing there, Jesse? Trust, giving. So those are some of the words that persons have been seeing in this activity. And we want to thank you so much for playing this game with us, and join us next week, same time, same place, for another exciting mind building game. Yeah.
Right. So now we're all about the mind, and the mind is just a really big place. But also the world's a really big place. And we also love knowing about what's going on in the world, how people are helping each other. So we're going to talk about Because We Can. And in this place, we're going to talk about philanthropy. So philanthropy is important because it provides opportunities. Philanthropy supports projects and endeavors that may be too unpopular or controversial to gain the widespread support of the general public or the government. For this reason, philanthropy is a very important part of democratic society. So Marsha, I have a quick question, just going to be really short with this, is how do you feel about giving to others? Do you feel like it's something that everyone should partake in? Do you feel, some people may feel that they don't have the financial services to give back to someone? How do you feel about that?
I see the question again.
How do you feel about giving to others? Do you feel like you must have something of like a financial benefit to them that will count as philanthropy? It doesn't have to be money, or can it be, cooking a meal for someone or just spending time with them?
Well, philanthropy can come in many forms, and I know it is in my opinion too that it does take cash to care. And so when someone decides to do something for someone else, it doesn't necessarily have to be the gift of money, but it can be the gift of time. For instance, you will find, or what I used to do before C19 sometimes, is just to sit with a person and perhaps read their favorite book, especially those who are like elders and things like that. I really do enjoy their company because I learn a lot. But it's just the whole thing about giving to the person. There are wider scopes. For instance, there are different groups in the world that do different things, whether it's street feeding or free medical care for a particular underprivileged community. Right. What is important is to help another human being, pretty much. That's what it is. And for those who may not be able to be on the ground, we call them investors. So they may be behind the scenes and they're gathering resources, or they're giving of their substance to make sure that those who are on the front lines doing philanthropy work, that they have the capacity to do that. For instance, one of our avid followers, like Apostle Faith, that's online this morning, I know she does a lot of street work. She loves ministering to people on the street, and she gives away lots of things, and she has a support behind her. And so philanthropy is a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's not about you. It can be when you take your eyes off of yourself, off of your problems, and focus on someone else. Sometimes that's when you realize how blessed you are.
That is true. And I have an article to share with everyone about that real quick. This comes from Caribbean Life News. And it states that AudioMac aids Jamaican youth via Buju Banton's foundation. And streaming distribution company AudioMac has linked up with the Buju Banton Foundation to offer hope to economically challenged youth in Jamaica by donating $5,000 US. And states giving back to artists and their communities is a cornerstone of the music sharing and discovery platform's ideology, said AudioMac in a statement on Monday. It said aid to iconic talent Buju Banton's humanitarian efforts also includes providing instruments and sporting equipment to Sunbeam Children's Home, Mount Olivet Boys Home, and Denham Town High School. They said that we are excited to partner with Buju Banton and the Buju Banton Foundation to help provide resources to the boys so that they can have an opportunity to excel at the highest levels, said AudioMac Vice President of Marketing and Brand Strategy, Jason Johnson. The Buju Banton Foundation provides sustainable assistance like skills, training, and educational opportunities to ensure that underserved and at-risk young people have equal opportunities to succeed. And there is this quote from Buju Banton that says, "I love to see brothers and sisters looking out for one another. That's the way it should be, not contrary. Stop tearing down each other."
And that's a powerful sentiment. And love is what makes the world go around. And what you're looking at now is a page from the bujabantanfoundation.org. And if you are not very acquainted with who he is, then you can always go over to the website and to read up some more about who he is and what he does. All right, so we're going to read a few quotes. I'm so sorry about that. Reading a few quotes from his website. So the mission is giving light to youth living in the darkness of poverty through their through the provision of food, clothing, healthcare, and education, thus ensuring they have equal opportunities to succeed. That's very powerful. And we have a testimony down below. He was born in abject poverty. I know what it is for a child to go without basic necessities. I also know what it is to be a youth with big dreams and lots of determination. Unfortunately, daunted and unable to achieve their destiny, due to lack of a helping hand, it was not an easy road. And that's a song by him as well, my children. However, Jah has blessed me. I have made it my mission through the Bujabantan Foundation to help by giving light to the youth living in darkness of poverty. Again, through provision of food, healthcare, and education, and thus ensuring they too have equal opportunities to succeed, right? And at the Bujabantan Foundation, they work in collaboration with friends of the foundation, volunteers, collaborators to provide skills training, talent development, educational empowerment, and other sustainable assistance to young people in Jamaica. And we definitely endorse you supporting the foundation and what it is that they do. Sometimes we are in fear of supporting these foundations because of lack of accountability, but not to worry, all accountabilities are shown. And here's another organization that you can also sow your substance into, and it's the Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, led by Apostle Dr. Faith Walters, empowering people, right? Empowering people through various ways, through the word, and most importantly, through giving. And if you want to know more about the Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries, you can go on ahead and you can log on to www.wa-moe.org. And you can see pictures of some of the packages that were just shown, that were given out. I think her last project, our most recent project, it is in New York, and it was during the Christmas season. And I'm sure she has been on the show before, and we always advocate that you give. And when you give, you will receive. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Yep. Wow. Powerful morning, hasn't it been?
It really, yes. We were just deep. If we were to sum up the show right now today, it was deep. That's it.
I know. It was one of those days, one of those shows that got us deep into our feelings and all of these things. We have not done our DJ Top 5, but we do have the picture of the day. Yes. And this was submitted by, I can't see that. Help me, Jessie.
It's by Stacy Brown, who is a nurse in the Bronx. Thank you so much, Stacy, for this picture. Yeah, and speaking of deep, that snow is deep. That was a winter snowstorm, I believe, last week. Last week.
Yes, that was last week.
So that they were hit, and we're also gonna get hit again this weekend, supposedly. Ooh. So on top of that, so yeah, that I mean, what I love about the snow, it is aesthetically pleasing. I love the snow as far as pictures, being outside from it with the hot cocoa, inside warm, cozy. Step out there, don't. It better be. I don't know. It better be for a good reason for me to go out.
I can imagine. This is the first time I experienced snow. Guys, I'm from Jamaica. Jamaica is warm, beautifully warm. I will not give it up for anything. I ended up in the ER. But that aside, though, it was a beautiful experience because I opened the window, I put my hand out, and I just started to catch a whole bunch of snow. And it felt so Good. It felt absolutely wonderful. So thank you, Stacey Brown. And I know she took this while she was at work. She has a private job where she takes care of the elderly. And she was just looking through the window. She was like, oh, this is so beautiful. And she sent it to us. Thank you so much.
So much.
All right. So we want to close out this morning with our DJ top 5.
Oh yes, we got to, because it's competition here.
Yes, it is.
We're all fun, but when it comes to music, we don't play. We don't play.
No, we don't play. And I know I saw the charts on the voting that's going on right now. And guys, listen, you have to support your weekend morning show peeps, okay? I'm seeing where DJ Kelly is still in the lead, okay? And so we need you to vote for us. Don't you love us? Don't you love our show?
We love you guys.
We love you. We
It
do
hurts,
it.
doesn't it?
Just push a button.
It really hurts, doesn't it, that I'm winning?
Listen, DJ Kelly, we love you. But...
so you know things can change. You don't really know, you know. But we congratulate you because it's been a fair push so far. Yeah, but we're looking. It's still young. 2021 is still young, and we still have some time, right, Jessie?
Yes, we do still have some time. Yeah, we have a lot of time. We have a whole rest of the year to come and beat DJ Kelly.
And tell them how they can vote.
So you can vote by going right on UMERadio.com, right on that website, and there'll be a little pop-up of which DJ top 5 is your favorite. You just got to put a button, press DJ Jessie, and that is it. That's it.
Or, yes, DJ Marsha J. It's somewhere there too on the left-hand side of the page.
Yep.
Guys, we select good music. Good music. Right. And you can also find us on our DJ pages on YouTube. And you can listen to these songs. So you may not know them, but we're here also to expand your musical vocabulary. So you can take a walk on over there and listen to the music. Jessie, what's on your playlist this week?
So on my playlist this week, we have Lifted Up by Vashawn Mitchell. I love him. And then we have Hold On by Leandra Johnson, which if you don't know her, she is a powerhouse, a complete powerhouse. So we have Leandra Johnson. Are we going to play a little clip of that, of Hold On, so people could feel it? People could feel it. I'm not the only one out here. But anyway, we have that. Then we have Wonderful Is Your Name by Melvin Crispell III. There we go. All right, let's play Leandra first.
Hold on. Though the time seemed to be harder from the steps you took to get started. But if
All right, so that's a little clip of Hold On by Leandra Johnson. And then next up, I have Wonderful Is Your Name by Melvin Crispell III. Let's hear that song. Yeah, hear the beat, that beat, it just gets you going.
Yeah, I can do that. It was good.
Yeah, and then we have 2 love songs. No, Valentine's Day is coming up. We have 2 love songs called Amazing by Joni and then MLS by the same artist.
All right. I don't think we had found MLS from our side to pull it up, but I'm sure it's a pretty great song.
Yeah. It is really
also Lifted Up by Vashawn Mitchell. I don't think we played that one, Lifted Up. Let's hear what that one sounds like.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So for my list this week, I went straight out love song on my list. And I love these songs. First up, Her by Isaac Curry.
Yeah.
It is clear that God has brought you all together on the occasion of your 15th anniversary. But Holy Ghost, I'm so grateful, God, to know you did the most.
All right. Then we have one of my favorites from India Ari, Steady Love.
I love.
All right.
I know that. I know all the lyrics.
All right. Then we have Angel by the great Layla Hathaway. I love old school music. And last but not least, Letter from Heaven by Samuel Midas.
Thus saith the Lord, I don't think you understand it all. Our relationship is my priority, and no matter what these people think or say, I'm jealous.
Yes, and so guys, these are our playlists for this week. Who will you vote for? DJ Marsha J is you must vote for
DJ Jesse. Okay, okay.
I see somebody like doing something on the screen trying to send us.
DJ.
No. Goodness. Oh my goodness. If you want to catch DJ Kelly's top 5 playlist, you need to catch her on Finding Happy on Thursdays when she does hers. But I know she's trying to invade our show.
Yeah, just a tad.
Yes. And so with that being said, we had a beautiful day yet again on this Saturday. And we want to thank you so much. And we trust that you were educated, inspired, and empowered through this program this morning. A big thank you to all our sponsors, to all who has done great work behind the scenes. DJ Kelly, Keith, Najuska, everyone, to all our guests. Thank you so much for being here, to our audiences across the different platforms. Thank you for supporting who we are and what we do. Help us to spread the message, right, Jesse? Subscribe.
Yes,
Click the notification bell. Share this episode with someone. All right? Any final words, Jesse?
I want to say a big thank you to everyone again, to all our supporters. Don't be afraid to share this video, share the podcast. Again, don't be afraid to comment, like, and subscribe. Also, ring that notification bell because some people may miss it. So once you press that button to all, you'll be notified whenever we have a new video. Shout out to Juice, Najuska. Thank you so much for all the help that you do, and Jonathan and Keith right now. Thank you so much, guys. And honestly, I really just want to say that I hope this episode spoke to you in some type of way. I know this was a really touching episode. So also let us know if you have any questions, comments, maybe even topics you want us to talk about. Email us at info@umeradio.com.
Definitely. And I also want to say a quick thank you to Travelpreneurs. I keep getting tongue-tied. Travelpreneurs for this wonderful location, sponsoring the location that I'm coming from live this morning. Guys, listen, they have locations in New Jersey and other places. Y'all need to book one. Very sanitized. You have masks, you have Lysol everywhere. If you just need some time by yourself to get away, to relax, come to one of these locations. Have some time. Really modern amenities. utilities, cable, AC, hot water, all the works, you know, guys. See, don't you see my background? Don't you wish you were
It
here?
looks nice. Yeah, it looks nice. It really does look comfy.
Yes. All right. So again, thank you so much. God bless you, and see you next week on Weekends with
Marsha, J, and Jesse.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Weekends on UME Radio. Get the UME Radio app.
Are you ready for the weekend? Oh, yes, girl. Get your cup of tea and mic check, 1, 2. I am so ready
To inspire, motivate, and educate. Weekends on UME Radio. The sun is up, and so are we.
News, interviews, hot topics. Connect with us. Let us know what's on your mind. Follow, comment, subscribe.
We're everywhere. UME Radio app, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, iTunes, TuneIn, and all other digital platforms. Email us info@umeradio.com. On WhatsApp, 201-503-6731. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, all at UME Radio. Follow me, Jessie, on Instagram at ink.jess. That's ink.jess. And on Facebook at Jesselyn Abel. That's JESSELYNE Abel. ABEL.
And follow me, Marsha J, on all social media platforms at official Marsha J. Or you can just check out marshajnow.com.
Weekends on UME Radio with Marsha J and Jessie.
Amplifying the voice of positive influencers.
UME Radio. Positive entertainment 24/7. Subscribe on YouTube and click the notification.